So we're going to start by solving the center pieces of the 4x4, and that's the first step you do before anything else. Like, we always start with the white because we're used to the white, and I'll use the piece that actually has the design on it so it's easier to follow. Now you'll find this piece, find another white piece. Let's say we found one right here on the other down side here. Now I'm going to bring it up so they're parallel. So if this piece was like this, you bring it up, it's on the diagonal. You want it beside each other. So you twist the front, bring it up, and now they're parallel. Now you find another white piece, which is over here. Now I'm gonna want to fill up these spots. So I just do a one turn, turn this whole piece up. Now you have the 7. Okay. The next piece is over here. The very important concept is to make the 7. You're going to use this concept with all the other colors coming up right away for the centerpieces. The reason for this is because when you bring this one piece up, you're going to disrupt another piece up here. What you want to do is move this big piece out of the way, these two out of the way. So what you want to do is take this white over here, put it always into this corner. So you have the 4 up to the upper right corner. So I'm going to turn it until it's the upper right corner right here. Now the reason for that is you can see the 7 and the white piece here. When you move it up once, these two line up, but you move this out of the way. When these two are lined up, you move this one to the left side, so it's out of the way, and when you bring it back, you have a white square. As soon as you solve the white square, you always solve the opposite, which is the yellow. So we'll flip the whole thing over, and we'll find another yellow piece. So right away we see a yellow piece here, and actually there's a bunch of yellow right here already made, but you want it, remember, always on the opposite side of the white, so you can't just have it here. You want to put it up here. So what you do is, same concept, you want to move this one up to the top. Now you disrupted the white, but when you move this one out of the way, turn the top 180 degrees out of the way, so it's 1, 2, so it's on this plane here. You can bring this whole section back down and still keep the white intact, and then you have a strip of yellow. Now remember our number 7 concept. Here's this piece, this 3. You're going to move it so it looks like a 7. Here's the other yellow piece. You're going to move it to the upper right corner of the 4. You're going to move this one up to here. So I'm going to turn it once. So how we move the white out of the way, out of the square. You're going to move this out of the way, bring it back, so you form the yellow, and then at the same time, you push the white back down. So you have a white square, and now a yellow square. So they're your two opposite sides. Now for the next color, you can actually choose any color you want. Most people, they choose the one that has the most already done. So right now, let's say I have a lot of blue down right here. There's 2 blues. I'll look for another blue, which is down here. Remember, you can turn this whole section like this without disrupting the yellow and the white. So I'm going to turn it right up. So now I formed 3 blue. Remember, we made a 7. I'm going to find the other one down here. I'm going to turn this piece until this blue is in this corner. So now in the square, it's in the upper right corner. Here's the 7. I'm going to turn the bottom until it goes all the way to the top, till it forms this parallel line this way. Turn it out of the way, and then you're going to bring the other piece back down, so you just form the blue. Now it's very important now, after you solve one color on the sides, other than the white and yellow and then one of the colors, if you don't know what's beside on this side or this side, take a look at one of your other cubes. So for example, right now we've got the white on top, the blue here, the white on top, and the blue here on a normal cube, normal 3x3. You know the red's on this side and orange is on this side. So you don't solve, after you solve the blue, or any color you want, don't solve the opposite side. You want to solve a color next to it, which is either this right now, remember it's the red, or the orange. So I'm going to go right here and solve the red. So I'm going to look at the red, find another piece, which is right here. So I'm going to flip it right around. Okay, remember the blue is just here. This is the red. Now, this is a little bit more difficult now because you have one intact here, one intact here, one intact here. You don't want to disrupt any of those. I'm going to take this red, line it up with the other two red on the same line, on the same rotation. I'm going to bring it up to where it's supposed to be. So we want this face to be red. I'm going to bring it up, move it out of the way, this one piece, and bring the whole thing back down so the blue is still intact. And I formed 3 red. I'm going to find another red, which is down here. Now remember it's always easiest to make a 7. So I'm going to turn it. So it has a 7. Still keeping the blue, still keeping the white, still keeping the yellow. So the 7. There's a red down here. I'm going to turn it so it's in the upper right corner again. You're going to take this whole section, turn it up, so it lines up this way. Now remember, once you make this, you move it out of the way, which is always this way, and this is always to the left. And when you're bringing it back down, you form a red and a blue. So now you have the white, yellow, blue, and red. So what's you can solve now either the green or the orange. So once you solve the next color, the whole thing will always be solved. The last one was solved by itself. So on this side will be the green. So we'll look at this. How do you bring this one into here to make this one whole? What you do is, just like how we did with the white and yellow, we line it up like this. You don't, naturally most people like to see this. They see this green here and the green here, and you want to bring it up. But see, you just disrupted all the other colors on the cube. Okay. So you take this green, put it on the same line, this line here, or on this side. I preferably like doing on the left. Okay, so I'm going to bring it up, move the green out of the way, 180 degrees, 1, 2, and you bring it back down. So now you have a green, orange, blue, red, yellow, and the white. So all the centers are solved.